The new Women's Pro Soccer League that is set to launch in 2024 is called the USL Super League. It is a rival league to the existing National Women's Soccer League, NWSL, which has been operating since 2013. The USL Super League aims to compete within the first division of women's soccer, pending approval by U. Soccer. The USL Super League is different from the NWSL in several ways, such as structure, funding, and support. Let's take a look at each of these aspects in more detail. Structure. The USL Super League will have a different competition schedule than the NWSL, which follows a traditional spring-to-fall format. The USL Super League will align with the Women's International Soccer calendar, with the season beginning in August, taking a winter break, and ending with playoffs the following June. This will allow the league to avoid conflicts with major tournaments like the World Cup and the Olympics, and also attract more international players who are used to this schedule. The USL Super League will also have a different expansion strategy than the NWSL, which has grown from 8 to 12 teams since its inception. The USL Super League plans to launch with 10 to 12 teams in 2024 and has already announced 8 initial markets: Charlotte, Dallas-Fort Worth, Lexington, Phoenix, Spokane, Tampa, Tucson, and Washington, D.C. Several more expansion teams are confirmed to join the league upon completion of their stadium and infrastructure projects, including Chattanooga, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Madison, and Oakland. The USL Super League hopes to create regional rivalries and tap into existing soccer fan bases in these markets. Funding. The USL Super League will have a different funding model than the NWSL, which relies on a mix of private investors, corporate sponsors, and soccer subsidies. The USL Super League will be funded by the United Soccer League, USL, which is the largest professional soccer organization in North America and operates several men's leagues across different levels. The USL will provide financial and operational support to the USL Super League teams, as well as leverage its existing media and commercial partnerships. The USL Super League will also have a different ownership structure than the NWSL, which has a mix of independent owners and affiliated owners with men's teams. The USL Super League will have mostly independent owners who are committed to investing in women's soccer and building their own brands. Some of the notable owners include former NFL star Tim Tebow, Tampa, Ybor City developer Daryl Shaw, Tampa, Burns Steakhouse owner David Laxer, Tampa, former Blue Pearl executive Jeff Fox, Tampa, and Lexington Sporting Club, Lexington. Support. The USL Super League will have a different level of support than the NWSL, which has struggled with issues such as low salaries, poor facilities, lack of exposure, and unequal treatment compared to men's soccer. The USL Super League aims to provide better conditions and opportunities for women's soccer players and fans. Some of the benefits that the USL Super League promises include higher salaries and benefits for players, dedicated stadiums and training facilities for teams, more media coverage and exposure for the league, more fan engagement and community outreach initiatives, more collaboration and cooperation with soccer and other stakeholders. The USL Super League hopes to elevate the standards and expectations for women's soccer in the as well as challenge and complement the NWSL as a viable alternative. The new league believes that there is enough talent, demand, and potential for 2 top-tier women's pro soccer leagues in the country. That concludes our section on how the new league is different from the previous ones in terms of structure, funding, and support. Stay tuned for our next section on how the new league plans to attract players, fans, and sponsors in 2024. The launch of the USL Super League in 2024 will be a historic moment for women's soccer in the United States and around the world. The new league will offer a competitive and professional platform for female players to showcase their talent and pursue their dreams. It will also provide an opportunity for fans to enjoy high-quality soccer and support their local teams. The USL Super League will have several advantages that can help promote women's soccer and empower female athletes. First, it will align with the Women's International Soccer calendar, which means that the season will start in August, take a winter break, and end with playoffs in June. This will allow players to participate in major tournaments such as the FIFA Women's World Cup and the Olympic Games without disrupting their club commitments. It will also create more exposure and interest for women's soccer during the off-season of other sports. Second, the USL Super League will have a diverse and inclusive representation of markets across the country. The initial 8 teams that will compete in 2024 are Charlotte, Dallas-Fort Worth, Lexington, Phoenix, Spokane, Tampa, Tucson, and Washington, D.C. Several more expansion teams are expected to join the league in the following years, including Chattanooga, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Madison, and Oakland. These markets will reflect the growing popularity and demand for women's soccer in different regions and communities. They will also create more opportunities for local players to develop and thrive in their own environments. Third, the USL Super League will have a strong connection with the grassroots level of women's soccer. The league will be part of a comprehensive female player pathway that includes a USL Academy team and a USL W League team for each club. These teams will provide a platform for young and aspiring players to learn from professional coaches and mentors, and to compete against other talented players. They will also serve as a feeder system for the USL Super League, ensuring a steady supply of talent and potential stars. The USL Super League is not only a new league, but also a new vision for women's soccer. It is a league that aims to elevate the game, inspire the players, and engage the fans. It is a league that can promote women's soccer and empower female athletes in the US and globally.